Hey guys, I'm Jared, and today we're talking about what's new in board gaming as of August 12th, 2022. Since I wasn't able to release my normally scheduled news videos the past few weeks, today there's a lot to talk about. To do that, this will be a two-part episode. In this first part, I'll talk about current crowdfunding games, industry news, and an update on my YouTube channel. In part 2, I'll talk about new games and new expansions announced and coming to retail. Leave me a like and comment on what kinds of updates that you want to hear more about. To make sure that you don't miss my news updates, new video tutorials, and our podcast episodes, be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your preferred streaming platform. Starting off with crowdfunding, GameFound is relaunching Amygdala, an abstract strategy game by Wolfgang Kramer and Michael Kiesling. It's a colorful strategy game that employs set collection, logic, and area control. This competitive family game also incorporates resource management that allows players to place emotion tiles. The goal is to be the player with the most victory points at the end. This game is for 2 to 4 players ages 10 and up and has a playtime of 1 hour. You can back it until August 26th. The latest game from Martin Wallace, Bloodstones, is available on GameFound until August 17th. Bloodstones is a fantasy war game for 1 to 6 players featuring 6 different races, each with their own specific powers. The aim of the game is to have the most victory points at the end, which can be gained by building villages, raiding other players' villages, and by winning battles. This multiplayer competitive game employs strategy and area control. It's for ages 14 and up, 1 to 6 players, and has a playtime of 2 hours. Next on GameFound, after years of testing, refining, and anticipation, the Nexus Arena Combat system is about to hit your gaming tables. This multiplayer dice thrower is very competitive and includes minis and makes use of TTRPG. Engage in bouts that pit fighters against each other in an all-or-nothing battle where only one will emerge victorious. For ages 17 and up, 2 to 4 players with a 60-minute playtime, and it's available for backing until September 16th. In Utopia, become a time baron, but also a megalomaniac. The goal of this worker placement game is to be the first to complete 3 iconic moments in history, which will require resource management in the form of knowledge collection and technology development. It's designed to be a solo campaign or host up to 4 players for ages 14 and up, and has a playtime of 90 minutes. It's on GameFound until August 19th. Pandemonium Estate is an otherworldly adventure board game that takes place in an interdimensional mansion that exists between worlds and time. Play through one of 3 full-length, replayable thematic storyline modes as one of 8 unique characters that was pulled into the mansion against their will. Each storyline has its own rules, components, and goals. Complete various objectives to earn the most essence or victory points and return to your home world. It's for ages 14 and up, 2 to 5 players, and provides a playtime of 90 minutes. Back it on GameFound until August 25th. Resonance is a Maleficent card game. You take on the role of a witch, hurt and humiliated, but determined to take revenge by summoning a demon. Round after round, you will place ritual objects to enter them in resonance with the current moon. If the 8 moons are locked with the 8 ritual objects needed to summon your demon, you may have won the game. It has a playtime of 20 minutes. It's for 3 to 8 players ages 10 and up, and it's on GameFound until August 15th. In this simple strategy chance game, Intergalactic Ace, players compete to be the first to shoot down 5 enemy ships. Upgrade your ship to prepare for battle, take your chances in dogfights against enemy cards, and go head-to-head with other players to steal their hard-earned kills. This multiplayer strategy employs resource management, cards, and dice. It's for 2 to 6 players ages 10 and up and provides a 30-minute playtime. Back it on GameFound until September 6th. In Forest Trails, design interesting forest trails, carry out visitor surveys, build new facilities, and attract as many visitors as you can. A vibrant puzzle strategy roll and write game for anyone who loves engine building gameplay, route planning, and optimization. Forest Trails is for 1 to 4 players ages 14 and up and provides a playtime of 30 minutes. You can back it on GameFound until August 17th. Moving on to crowdfunding on Kickstarter, we have the game Carked It. Carked It is a hilarious Australian-made card game that will help you get ready for your final days. It aims to make having conversations about dying and death something to enjoy and have fun with. Play with a group of 3 to 6 friends and choose what you want to happen before and after your death from a selection of ridiculous proposals. The best proposals put forward will be crowned as winners. It's for ages 15 and up, 3 to 6 players, and has a playtime of 20 to 40 minutes. It's funding until September 7th. Savage, a game of survival, is also funding on Kickstarter. While managing resources, you and other strangers joined forces to survive the apocalypse long enough to be rescued. This card game includes a danger die and includes a standard mode and insomnia mode. Savage is a social deduction game that provides plenty of room for strategy and player elimination. Back it until August 22nd. Wizards and Relics Awakening is a standalone expansion set to the magical dueling card game Wizards and Relics. This expansion is a complete standalone 2 to 4 player game, but can be combined with the base game to support 5 players. The expansion also brings new wizards, relics, themes, and shrines. It's for ages 14 and up and has a playtime of 20 to 40 minutes. It's funding on Kickstarter until August 29th. In the new post-apocalyptic competitive board game Barbaric, choose your rider and gear to build endless combos and survive against the gigantic monster. The focus of this 2 to 4 player miniature and card game is to combine 2 decks together to create each player's play deck. Players must retrieve the atomic core and move out of the board to win the game. This game provides a playtime of 40 to 90 minutes, and it's on Kickstarter until September 5th. Also on Kickstarter until August 24th, Draconis returns with Wrath and a new modular Glory expansion. This expansion adds new strategies while keeping the core mechanics that fans love. Draconis Invasion is the original deck builder that incorporates hidden campaign cards that reward points for killing specific invaders, terror cards, and the terror die that add a doomsday clock so that your armies become tired and weak as time passes, and triggered event cards that target the game leader with potentially disastrous effects. This 1 to 6 player game is for ages 14 and up and provides a playtime of 45 minutes. Explore the Moonrakers universe once again with 3 new expansions, a digital co-op game mode, big box, and exclusive holographic cards. Moonrakers Titan is on Kickstarter until August 13th. This expansion brings more powerful deck building, better negotiations, a more immersive world, and unrivaled production quality. It's for 1 to 5 players ages 14 and up and has a playtime of 60 to 120 minutes. Era of Kingdoms is a quick-playing kingdom-building game, building your kingdom from fields to vineyards, appointing key leaders, and using powerful event cards to lead your kingdom to victory. Inquisition adds more actions per turn and more ways to use your actions. New cards have been added in each deck that enhance and modify the gameplay to include benefits and drawbacks for each chosen path. Era of Kingdoms 2nd Edition and new expansion Inquisition can be backed on Kickstarter until August 16th. From an abandoned fortress, you command a group of Norwegian volunteers fighting numerically superior German forces at the start of World War II in Halls of Hegra. Halls of Hegra is a solo-only game in the same vein as Robinson Crusoe, This War of Mine, or Dead of Winter. The mechanics are worker placement, bag building, and area-controlled tower defense. It's for ages 14 and up and has a playtime of 70 to 90 minutes. You can back it on Kickstarter until August 25th. Also on Kickstarter until the 25th is Junk Drawer. Channel your inner organizational skills and clean that messy junk drawer in this tile-laying polyomino board game. Players organize their drawer by carefully arranging various shaped items within the 4 drawer compartments. Each section has a unique organizational role. Junk Drawer is for 1 to 4 players and has a playtime of 20 minutes. Guns or Treasure is a speedy game of bluffing and buccaneering for the pirate captain and all of us. Competitive, compact, and well welcoming to players of all ages. Use the cards to build gunships that protect your treasure as you try to sink opponents' ships and steal their treasure. This game is for 2 to 6 players and provides a 15-minute playtime. It's funding on Kickstarter until September 1st, and I also created a full tutorial for it on the channel. Also on Kickstarter, funding until August 18th, is the Dodo's Riding Dodos reprint and new Dodo Dash expansion. The award-winning Dodo's Riding Dinos is back with more dinosaurs to ride for glory and new mechanics that come together for crazier combos. This new expansion is also a standalone game. It's for 1 to 8 players ages 8 and up and has a playtime of 20 minutes for single mode and 1 hour for cup mode. A cooperative roguelike dungeon crawler board game for 1 to 6 players is on Kickstarter. Set in the fantasy world of Doria, Dungeons of Doria has player characters exploring dungeons that are always different, drawing random monsters and finding tons of loot like weapons, spells, potions, or traps. It relies on cards and a bit of TTRPG. It's for ages 14 and up and has a playtime of about 45 minutes per player. Back it until August 25th. Escape the vampire space fortress to rescue to the Rocket Kingdoms in The Bloodship Returns, a tabletop Metroidvania adventure zine. It works as a one-shot, a campaign starter, or a diversion or intrusion into existing games. Use the stock characters or create or import your own. The Bloodship Returns is also suited for solo or GM-less play and requires no prior reading or preparation. The lore and character of the world is encountered and revealed gradually through play. Back it on Kickstarter until September 5th. Davy Jones' Locker, The Kraken Wakes, is also funding on Kickstarter until the 25th. Choose your ship, add crew members, and work together to take down the Kraken. Davy Jones' Locker, The Kraken Wakes is a fully cooperative game for 1 to 4 players, split into 2 acts. In Act 1, players will be working together to hire crew and upgrade their ships before Act 2 begins. Once Act 2 starts, players will be in an all-out battle with the Kraken. With asymmetric player ships, randomized events, and scaling difficulty progression, each game will be a unique experience. It's for ages 14 and up and provides a playtime of 30 minutes. Solve an immersive 3D pop-up escape room in a box. From the devious minds behind Curious Correspondence and Mysterious Package Company comes Dimension's pop-up Mystery Manor. Unearth clues from the clippings, foldouts, and other curious ephemera included with the game, and return to the manor for more clues after the answer wheel confirms your deductions. This game is intended for ages 14 and up, 1 to 4 players, and takes 5 to 10 hours to play. Back it on Kickstarter until September 8th. Next up is Dead Reckoning, Letters of Marquis from AEG. John D. Clare's game of swashbuckling adventure returns to Kickstarter. Get the base game and the previous sagas, plus new system and saga. The newest saga contains 2 distinct but interconnected sets of expansion content, which introduce new Empire boards, ship upgrades, and resources. Dead Reckoning is for ages 14 and up, 1 to 4 players, and plays for 2 hours. Letters of Marquis is funding until August 19th. River Trek is played on a modular board that is always changing. This board game is an exciting exploration for money. Build trading posts to make money, encounter exotic animals with helpful abilities, and join caravans to get ahead. But beware of river crossings or you may be swept downstream. Make the biggest fortune by the time you reach the river source and you win the game. River Trek is for 2 to 4 players ages 12 and up with a playing time of 45 to 60 minutes. Find it on Kickstarter until September 9th. Lastly, in crowdfunding, we have Abduction, a weirdly strategic game of duck kidnapping. Use cards to position your ducks in the stream on your player card in a way that allows you to abduct them back to the UFO. This game is for 1 to 4 players ages 12 and up and plays in 15 minutes. Back it on Kickstarter until September 2nd. In industry news, Peach State Hobby Distribution has acquired Bliss Distribution Limited UK, expanding the company's presence to a 4th continent. The UK location joins PhD's 6 US locations, Coqui Distribution in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and PhD HK in Hong Kong. Roll20 and One Bookshelf, which includes Drive-Thru RPG and Dungeon Masters Guild, have inked a deal to combine the companies in a joint venture that will create cross-platform support for digital content and eventually synchronize the two companies' content libraries. Steamforged Games announced that it has acquired the Rivet Wars, a Dieselpunk miniatures board game IP, with no details or plans for release dates. The Spiel des Jahres jury has announced its choices, with games from AEG and Pegasus Spiel taking the top two prizes. The prestigious Spiel des Jahres award went to Cascadia by Randy Flynn. The Kenner Spiel des Jahres award went to Living Forest by Aske Christensen. Wizards of the Coast had a blowout Q2 led by Tabletop Gaming, which was up 15% over Q2 2021, led by Magic the Gathering, which was up 11% across platforms. That brings operating profit to $225.6 million. Total Hasbro sales were up 1% to $1.3 billion for Q2, with net earnings of $142 million. The Game Manufacturers Association announced that their board president, Kylie Primus, said that he would step down during the July 18th meeting. Primus stepped down from his post due to demands on his time, and his resignation was effective on July 19th. Lucky Duck Games has hired Scott Morris to be their new Chief Sales and Marketing Officer. In Morris's new role, he will lead Lucky Duck sales and marketing teams across English, French, Polish, and Italian markets. He will also help lead the company as it continues to grow internationally. Asmodee USA revealed that they have entered into a non-exclusive agreement with Funko Games to distribute Funko's titles to hobby, toy, and gift retailers. In other Asmodee news, they have entered into an agreement for exclusive distribution of Awakened Realms English language games worldwide. They have also acquired exclusive English language distribution rights to North America for games produced by BoardGameTables.com, and lastly have inked an agreement with Pandasaurus Games, under which Asmodee USA will exclusively distribute Pandasaurus's English language titles in the US, Mexico, United Arab Emirates, and South Africa. The board game publisher previously known as North Star Games has announced a rebranding to North Star Games Studio, which will accompany a new focus on digital and analog titles designed for a hobby audience. Attendees of the huge Gen Con show were sent harassing messages from what looked like convention staff themselves. Gen Con representatives have made this statement. We're aware that there are harassers attempting to impersonate Gen Con attendees and staff via text and email. We encourage you not to engage with them and instead report any concerns. Over 50,000 unique attendees were hosted by Gen Con at last weekend's show, the largest such event since the advent of the COVID pandemic in early 2020. Over 530 companies exhibited at the event. Looney Labs announced price increases on specific product lines that will go into effect on October 1st. The price increases will affect several products across the Looney lines, including licensed versions of Flux. Finally, in industry news, Upper Deck announced major licenses for its Versus and Legendary franchises at Gen Con, including games featuring TV, movie, video game, and Marvel Comics properties. Let's talk now about what's going on behind the scenes with my YouTube channel, Meeple Mentor. My personal life has gone through a lot of changes in rapid succession, leading to a few of the channel's series to be on hold. I posted a longer channel update video on the channel that you can watch as well, and even see my new game room setup. So here's the situation. My wife and I are separated now, and her having both kids, I've had to find a new place to live, so I'm in an apartment about 40 minutes away. I went through a lot of moving my stuff and getting set up here before I could even think about making more video content on the channel. Anything that's come out was pre-recorded and scheduled to release. Additionally, I'm leaving my current company position at the end of August, so I'm looking for a new job. New place, new job on the horizon, hopefully soon, and more going on. My co-host Steven for the podcast feels he's unable to keep a bi-weekly meetup schedule with me to record podcast footage. That also means I'm too far away from him to keep recording our playthrough videos, the new series called Meeple Mentor Plays. I'm still trying to work out with him if we need a break, cancel it all entirely, or hopefully just go to once a month instead of twice a month. We'll see. For now, don't expect either to come out anytime soon. This is the first news video I've released in almost a month, as all this transition stuff has been happening during the past 3 weeks. Holly is still available and willing to help me write the news videos, so those will come back more regularly again. This one is split into 2 parts since there's a full month of news to go through. If you want to hear all about the newest announced games to retail with new expansions, reprints, and additions, tune in to part 2 of the news. Now that I'm settled into my new living arrangement and my new game room and recording room is set up, I'll be able to return to writing and recording more videos. I'll still keep with the 2 tutorial videos a month, 2 recommendation videos a month, and the unboxing videos as I get new games. I'm always looking for collaborators, so if I find someone that's a good fit, we'll come up with more video series to bring back to the channel or add to it. In the meantime, like I said, I am looking for a new job, so if your company is hiring, maybe give me a shout. Thanks for tuning in to today's news update. I appreciate your support. And remember, teach when you can, but always be learning. See you next time.